Hello everybody and welcome back to another FTB Infinity Expert Skyblock video. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you slap that like button, subscribe, all that awesome stuff. I really appreciate all the support that this series has been getting forever. So, in this episode, well, let's start off with some of the things that we did on stream here. This guy right over here, as you can see, we have a beautiful, beautiful little thing. So in the stream, we started building the roof here over for the farm area. Now, as you can see, it's kind of like a domey greenhouse type thing, or that's at least the feel that I'm getting. And then we brought in some waterfalls as well. I think it looks pretty good. There's still a little bit of improvement that needs to go, or needs to work on, but nothing too crazy, and I think it's working pretty darn good so far. I may tweak a couple things. There may be some tweaks. I'm debating moving this one spot over. No, wait, is that right? Yeah, I think it's one spot over. I can't remember. I'm debating it though, because as you can see, that water is off center of this. It's kind of bugging me a little bit, but it's not too bad when you look at the whole thing. But that's basically what we're looking at for the roof. We do have water, a nice little water canal up at the top, and this is basically what's fueling our water for all of the farms down below, which is pretty nice. And we're not dealing with FPS issues or frame rate problems with sprinklers or anything like that. We've also pardon me. We've also reset up our thermoelectric generator. I moved it up a level so that we're good to go there. Apparently I'm choking on air or something. So that it looks proper again. And then we also got some of these fluid tanks from Immersive Engineering. These guys, pretty easy to make. They're not difficult at all. Let's just tanks and silos. So tanks are basically these guys, which is sheet metal and some fences. So they're not very expensive. And a silo is the same thing, just bigger. And the silo stores items. The tank obviously stores fluids. Now, I was debating using these for water, but I think instead what we're going to use these two for is for our sludge. So all of our byproduct of sludge, this stuff right here, is eventually going to go into those tanks. But overall, I think it looks good. It brings a bit of the industrial feel into the whole build here. So we kind of have this nice greenhouse that's been overtaken and automated all at the same time. So let me know what you guys think on the building, all that kind of stuff. I think it looks pretty darn sharp. I really do enjoy it. Over here, I'm attempting to get a pure breed of the esoteric cultivated. Okay, that's not really a pure breed, is it? We did get another charmed as well, but we're slowly working down the path of, you know, the magical bees here. So let's try and get these two. Yeah, esoteric. Okay, good. Try and get these two combined, and hopefully we will get the pure breed pretty darn soon. If I'm not mistaken, we need a lot of royal jelly and pollen and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, it's one of those things. Okay, good. So let's start in on some of the other things. One of the things that is obviously different over here is I've removed one of the steam generation type things, and we've set up the high pressure boiler over here with all of our engines, and that's getting the charcoal and all that kind of stuff. Having the high pressure and the low pressure here, the steam oven and our wood production was not able to keep up at all. I'm still not even sure if our wood production is keeping up with our current farm. So we may need to make improvements there as well. I guess I'll continually monitor that. 16,700 is a good way to go for that. But we've demolished this, and we need to get started on the next step for it. And the first things I want to do is I want to get some more high pressure boiler tanks. Now you're probably going, why? Well, we're going to get the liquid, what is it called again? Fuel box. Fuel. The liquid fueled boiler box, this guy right here. And what that guy does is it basically takes any liquids that you maybe would use and processes it that way. Now I want to do a little bit of a test with this as well, but I don't really have the means to do the test at this point in time, so we'll work on that over time. But I want to test the difference between a liquid fueled firebox with fire water, which we set up production of that, which is basically just redstone blaze powder and of course hooch as well. We're out of sugar at the moment, so I need to get more sugar over here, and we're pretty much out of that too. Okay, that worked out well. But we have 408 buckets of fire water. Now fire water can be used in two different things. One of them is the Ender IO generator. Which one is it again? This one. The combustion, I believe that's the one. Yeah, burns a liquid fuel to generate power. So you can do this guy and generate power. I can't recall exactly what it produces. It might be 80. Let's just double check. So firewater itself will tell us what it produces. 80 RF per tick. So you're not getting very much, but it does have a 15,000 burn time, which is pretty darn good. And that's where the difference lies. So with a steam generation, your burn time matters more than your RF per tick, because you're not generating RF with it, you're generating steam with it. So it's more about your burn time and less about the RF per tick. So that's what I'm thinking anyways for the fueled firebox. So let's get to work on a little bit of that. We obviously need to get the liquid fueled firebox. Oh, we also made a QED because we needed it. Let's quickly go over that as well here. Oh man, so many things to go over. We needed I wanted a transfer node right here attached to an MFE for our reactor, which is currently not running because I needed to process more uranium. But that is now at least able to supply us with some power. So I'm going to get all of this stuff going. I have 27 more fuel rods. I'm going to get this stuff going, and then we will be back to work on the liquid fueled firebox. Alright, so we're back here. We need the 3 fire charges, definitely. Those can go in here for the recipe. We're going to need the 9 buckets. Yes, 9. Boom, just like that. And last but not least is the steel plates from Railcraft. Pretty straightforward, nothing too crazy here that we are making. This will give us our liquid fueled boiler boxes. Very good, all 9 of them, which is, if I'm not mistaken, the most that you can get. So let's start placing these guys down and getting it ready to potentially go here. So that guy will be like so. Then we'll have our high pressure boiler coming in. Where's my builder's wand? There we go. Make this nice and easy on ourselves. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, good. Good work. Beautiful. Come across. Loving it. Alright. And boom. What? Really? There we go. Okay, it's completed. So now we are at the point here where we need to get... is water not going in? Water should be going in, right? Okay, water's coming in. Now we just need to get our fuel in here. Now fuel, it's going to take quite a bit at the get-go. So I do want to make sure we have a decent amount of sugar and we are producing firewater. So we do have quite a bit of sugarcane. I'm not even going to worry about pulverizing it at the moment because it's all automated and we are going to have lots of it anyways. So we'll just kind of do this a little bit, nothing too crazy, and get it into the system so that these guys can at least start producing again. The faster we can get all of this going, and then we'll have to automate all this up if it all works out. I have not tested this. Again, something about me, I do not test stuff in like a creative world or anything like that. We kind of just do it live and see where that takes us. Or at least that's what I do. We'll get some more blaze powder. It's super cheap in this Skyblock to get blaze powder and redstone. So it's quite easy to just get these things producing the way that we want to. So now we have the fire water. The next step is to basically get it from all the way over here to all the way over there. So I think to do that, we're just going to probably run some piping or some fluid ducts of some kind. Which type should I do? Probably the transfer node's still going to be the easiest way to go, along with the transfer pipes. We could go with the fluid ducts, but they're still quite expensive, all things considered. That hardened glass is not that much fun to make. So I think we'll just stick with the transfer nodes for, you know, whatever reason. It's just a little bit easier is all. Making more steel and all that kind of stuff. Let me get these guys situated up, and we will get this going. Alright, so here's the last connection there. That should do the job, and that should get fire water going up all the way over. A little annoying to run it that far, I'm not going to lie. But I think if we get a few upgrades in that thing, it should work out okay. So let's get a couple upgrades. Speed and whatnot in there. Good, 4 and 4. Excellent. Okay. That'll give us these. And maybe, does stack upgrade work with liquid? I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever tested it. Alright. But either way, we can get some speed upgrades. Get this thing moving a little bit more. Let's try it. A stack upgrade. Because that should send the entire stack over. So 3 of you. 4 of you. 1 of you, if I'm not mistaken. That was it. Boom. And a stack upgrade. So 7 speed upgrades and a stack upgrade. I believe it should still work. So, boom and boom. We want to basically get it over there as fast as possible, because we do not want to run into problems where we're actually limiting our fire water from getting to where it needs to be. And let's see how it's making out. This guy is full. Okay, that's good. That is good. And as you can see, the burn time is quite long. Are we heating up, though? I think we're heating up. Yeah, we're heating up. And it doesn't look like, it doesn't seem like we're using much fire water. This might be an amazing build. I'm just saying, it could be awesome. I'll have to monitor the fire water as we go here today a little bit. 666. 16.6. I think we're still losing a little bit of wood in the whole thing. One other thing that I wanted to look at getting here, and we're on this train now. We have an iridium ore. We went through the process of making a pellet of RTG fuel and MOX nuclear once we had the plutonium required. Pretty straightforward otherwise, just 80 million RF. We just kind of had that running while we were building on stream the other day. Now, the first thing that you want to do with your first iridium is pretty straightforward. You want to replicate it. There's no other better way to do it than to get into the replicator and all of that kind of stuff from Industrial Craft 2. Now that means that we're going to need quite a bit more power as well. So if anybody has any cool ideas for power, IC2 wise, I mean, yeah, I could make a few more reactors maybe. But this thing's a little bit expensive. And it also requires reinforced stone. And what's the other one called again? The matter fab? Matter... Is that not what it's called? What is it called again? Mass fab. Mass fab, that's what it's called. Not the matter fab, the mass fab. This guy is what's going to start producing our UU matter for us. Now, I do want to get this today. I want to set up the mass fab today, and at least start generating some UU matter. So let me get some of the things involved here, advanced circuits and all of this stuff, ready to go. And we will jump back in once we have all of that set up. Alright, so we're cruising along here. I think we're just waiting for the intricate circuit boards to finish up, but we can at least get started on some of the other stuff while we're at it. Yeah, okay. So, first things first, we need the advanced circuits. Now, we actually need 4 of these guys because, as you can see, the Lapotron crystal requires them as well. So, we need 4 electronic circuits. Very good. We're going to need 8 basic capacitors. Just like that. Very nice indeed. And these guys, of course, are going to combine to make ourselves the advanced circuits. Oops, I need some redstone chipsets. Let's grab those as well. Let's see, how are we making out over here? I mean, that's staying pretty strong. Let's double check on our amount. It's fine. Still over 400k. So we've barely used any firewater. Oh man, this might be overpowered just a little bit. Alright, good. That'll give us 2. We obviously need the rest of those circuit boards. Hurry up, please. Last one. Come on, Carpenter. You can do it. You can do it faster than that. There we go. Got it. Okay. So this will be the last of those. Good. We have a few extra redstone circuits. That's good. And we can get our Lapotron crystal. Now, this guy's actually pretty cool. It holds 10 million EU. So that actually holds a lot. It's like a battery. It holds a lot of power, which is kind of cool. Alright, that's good. Now let's work on the advanced machine casings as well, because that's the next step. I also need 4 glowstone. So first of all, we need the basic machine casings. And those guys are going to go in with the carbon plates, the advanced alloys, and the refined iron plates. That'll give us our 2 advanced machine frames. We can place these guys down along with the glowstone and the Lapotron crystal. And we now have our mass fabricator. Sweet. Love it. Now, I think, do I have some gold piping around here? Did I make some extra? I swear I made some aha! This might do us just nicely. Now, let's see. We can put away those. I think what we're going to do is we're going to set this up in the basement. Just so that we're not pulling very far away from, you know, the reactor and all that kind of stuff. So for right now, how do we want to do this? I guess we could supply it with the immersive engineering stuff instead. So let's just place it down right here, just like that. And what we want to do is we want to supply it with some power. So let's get that going here with some of the immersive engineering stuff. Probably the easiest way to go, I think. The MV wire should be able to handle... no, it doesn't, does it? It doesn't exactly handle it. We'd have to go to an HV at some point in time. But we're really not generating all that much anyways. So, you know, that's a whole nother ballgame. So there we go. The mass fabricator should have power. And it should be starting to work. Progress 1%. Nailed it. Now, this guy's basically just going to generate us some UU matter. We don't need a big tank or anything like that to really utilize it, if you know what I mean. But we do need a way to pump it in. So let's get another liquid transfer node. And was that my last one? No, there it is. Nailed it. Alright. So we do need a way to pull the liquids out of the mass fab and into whichever portable tank you need. So just doing like that, eventually we're going to get some UU matter. Now, we're going super slow with this right now because we don't have much power. We're only supplying this with 135 EU per tick at most, which is really not enough. You can basically pump this full a ton of EU per tick if you so decide to. But we don't really have a ton of EU generation in anyways. But over time, it will generate us some UU matter. And UU matter is what you use in the replicators to get more iridium. Or at least one of the best ways, in my opinion, to get more iridium. Because going the plutonium route is going to be very, very expensive. In the meantime, while we have that ready to go, let's zoom on over. We should actually have, I think, the pure breed of the esoteric. No, we do not. We haven't cultivated. Really? Really, game? Really, bees? Oh god, now we're out of honey, too. Aw, man. Never fails, right? Well, I have some honey. So let's get the honey in there, and let's get these guys scanned. So that's a purebred esoteric, and so is that. Okay, so that one's slowest. This one's a better bee. Alright, let's breed those up and try to get that pure breed still of those guys. And they give us these occult combs. And these guys give you magic wax and honey. So magic wax can be used for magic frames, which is pretty sweet. As well as some of the other more advanced stuff from magic bees. So pretty nice stuff. You also get empty magic capsules from it, which apparently are pretty decent from what I know. And you can always go with the unlit candles as well, if you want to get all candly up in here. So I have this set up over here. We have a couple of those, which is good. All of these bees right here can pretty much be thrown into the begonia, I think. Yeah, I think we can chuck them all into here and be gone with them. Ha ha ha. See what I did there? See what I did there? Alright, good. So we're progressing along decently quick here. We've gotten some decent headway on a couple of important items, like iridium. And if this steam boiler kicks in, which it looks like it's starting to produce steam, and we're barely using any firewater, this is a big deal. A very big deal. So as long as we have these guys supplied with stuff, we should be able to make just however much we want. The one vat is keeping up and surpassing the hardest part of powering that boiler. So this is definitely a very nice way to go. I believe the only other fluid that has a 15,000 burn time is not fuel. Fuel's better than that, right? Fuel's 25,000. Rocket fuel's only 7,000, so keep that in mind. Yes, biofuel from Mine Factory Reloaded is the other option there. And I think you can use that in there. I'm pretty sure you can. Okay. Let me double check the time on this. It is going to be a short video. It's already like 1 in the morning, my time, because wife's birthday and all that kind of stuff. Not trying to make any excuses or anything, but, you know, it's one of those things. Real life stuff. Alright, so we're pretty much at wrapping up point. So to close out the episode here, we're just going to make a few augments because our steam production has caught up. And I want to kind of just test this as well. So we aren't fully efficient or anything on our firewater, but it is at max. So I want to just do a quick little test and see what we can get out of these guys. These are both fuel efficiencies in there, which is good. You know, nothing wrong with a little fuel efficiency. I don't know how much it matters in the long run, but that's a different story. And this guy has none. So these guys will be able to output 160 RF per tick now. Very good. And the steam is not even really getting affected. Well, it is a little bit, yeah, because we're not fully maxed out probably. So we are going down on steam a little bit. So that's a good little sign. So we need to get this to 100 or 1,000 degrees Celsius before we start really dabbling into that. Our wood has been level this entire time. It's gone down, it's gone up, and it all kind of depends on how many trees we're farming. So I think it's okay for right now. So these guys should be out producing a ton because we're pulling in 880 RF per tick right there. But yeah, so things are going quite well. We got those upgrades. We have the next level upgrades, but I'm going to wait for it to actually get nice and full and fueled up and all that kind of stuff. But I think that's going to be it for us here. Just take a little marvel at the beautiful little industrial greenhouse that we're starting to work on. Thank you guys so much again. Have a wonderful day. I hope you appreciate the video and all of my videos. Bye bye for now. I'll see you next time.